Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, February 12th, 2018. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Somewhere in Joe Weider's Introduction to Bodybuilding class, the words "weight doesn't matter" are stamped in bold print across the center of the page. But when you're walking around at 280 plus pounds and looking the way Steve Kuklo does right now, well, I guess maybe weight matters a little. Earlier this week, Kuklo dropped what was probably the most impressive update photos of his entire prep, where he gave the world a little preview of what he'll be bringing to the Arnold Classic stage just a shade under a month from now. To his credit, Kuklo seems to be back to the 2014-15 groove that he had a few years ago when he placed 9th at the Olympia. So if that Steve Kuklo is officially back in business, things in the top 5 or 6 in this lineup are going to be awfully interesting. The first quarter of the season has churned out some weird results in the figure division these last few years. So when I see what Bojana Vasiljevic is doing right about now, I can't keep my brain from wondering what might be about to go down at the Arnold Australia a few weeks from now. Tuesday morning, Vasiljevic released another round of insane new updates as she prepares to head down the home stretch for her season debut. Just as we've seen her do over and over these last 3 years, Bojana is coming off another killer off-season, and the word on the street is that confidence inside her camp is running at an all-time high right now. When she was on last year, Bojana put together a handful of noteworthy performances, including a career-best performance at the Olympia. And as long as she's got that focus dialed in, I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to see her deliver the goods once the lights come on in Sydney, Australia. If you want to know how nerve-wracking it is to be coming off a career year and having lingering injury questions shrouding everything you do, go ahead and ask any Eagles fan how they feel about Carson Wentz right now. But hopefully some of the Lockett Nation fans out there can rest a little easier now that their El Capitan is back to work again. A few weeks removed from undergoing the knife for a small procedure, this week, Michael Lockett released some of his first post-surgery training clips as he starts to slowly work his way back into the full swing of things. At this point, we still have yet to hear anything from Lockett or his team about when we can expect to see him back on stage again this year. But if I were a betting man, I think he'd probably got the Chicago Pro circled on his calendar so he can come back and defend last year's title. The Michael Lockett we saw in 2017 finally looked like the force of nature we all thought he might be when he made his way into the pro ranks a few years ago. And as long as he can get back into mid-season form, I don't see any reason why he can't come back in and build on that foundation he started to put in place last season. It feels a little weird now that no one's been talking about the historic action that's about to go down 2 weeks from now, when some of the best physique athletes on the planet flood into Medellin, Colombia for the latest rendition of the Chiru Classic. But after perennial Bikini Olympia threat, Romina Bus Waldo comes out and blazes the stage, I have a funny feeling that we'll start hearing people do a whole lot more talking. Over the weekend, Bus Waldo dropped another scorching clip from one of her latest training sessions, where we see the Argentinian native giving the bikini fans of South America something to look forward to. The third-year pro is coming off the best season of her entire career and heads into 2018 looking to capitalize on the momentum she built during a spectacular stretch run she had to close out last season. With the way she's been performing lately, it's hard not to peg her as one of the clear early favorites. And if she shows up and takes care of business, all I can say is good luck to everyone else who's going to be in that lineup. And finally, we close out today's show wishing a melancholy get well soon to our great friend, 8-time Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman. Last week, Ronnie and his team sent shockwaves through the entire fitness community when they posted a photo via Instagram and announced that the champ was about to undergo yet another surgery. As of right now, our efforts to reach out to our friends inside the Coleman camp to find out what's going on and any potential time frame for recovery have been unsuccessful, but we will absolutely keep you posted once we have more access to reliable information. Despite all the surgeries and health scares that Coleman's faced since he sailed off into retirement, if there's any human being on the planet who is capable of fighting back and doing the impossible, it's Ronnie Coleman. So from all of us here at Muscle in the Morning, I'd like to say, get well soon, champ. Bodybuilding just isn't the same without you. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.